French government was involved in coming to the rescue of the Rwandan government in 1990 because the rebel Tutsis attacked the country. They had been living outside the country for I think 30 years, and they were coming back to the country. But we didn't know them. I mean, my family and me especially, even though they were Tutsis, I don't think we had any connection apart from being from the same ethnic group. I don't know if we knew anyone who was fighting. But things changed, and my grandfather had an arch that he was given by his father, who was prince, and he always kept that arch over the head of his bed. And, you know, every single person would know that that's his weapon, and it was nice to see it there. I had never seen him doing anything with it, but it was always there. And then when the war started in 1990, and it was on the 1st of October, on the 3rd of October, soldiers came to my house to see if we don't have any weapons that we're keeping because our brothers and cousins were attacking the country. And they took that arch of my grandfather. And it was the only thing that was left that was his. But while they said that it wasn't safe for a Tutsi person to have some kind of weapon in his house, so they took that one too. But things kept on being that way, and people started to be very, very scared. And this one day, my grandmother used to go to church. I don't think she was really, really very good Catholic that much, but she wanted to go out to see what's going on and just, you know, to feel the temperature outside and to know what's going on. And I went with her. But there was a roadblock right in front of the church. They were not killing people at that time. It was in 1991, I think. But they just wanted to check identity cards of everyone. Things just started getting wrong. We had to leave that house. We had to go and live in a refugee center, and they had to separate us and to put us in what they used to call the Tutsi house. And there was this guy who was a killer. He would come in anytime he wants and just decide who to take and who to leave. And I remember that people who were going to die, because if he says you, I want you, come here. People who are going to die get so scared that they become blue. I just heard voices and people screaming and telling my uncle that they have found him. See, my uncle, when he died, because they killed him that day, he just had this funny look at me because he was telling them that I wasn't his daughter so they can let me go. And he looked at me and just, he was trying to convince them, and he was saying, she's not mine, she's not my daughter, you have to let her go. And I just can't get over that. I can't get over that look. I don't know. It's just that it's there and it's never going anywhere, and it's just wrong. So my uncle got killed in front of me, and months later, I had survived and managed to leave. And when I went to my house, just to see if my parents were still there, my house is a very funny house now. I don't even know what it looks like now. But the walls are still up. They're not very high because it rains and they get damaged every year. But when I first went there in 1994, at the end of the year, there were still these little holes in the wall, and they had blood on them. But when I went back to see again a few months later, I think it had rained a lot and they didn't have the holes. But it was okay because they got shot, so it's fine. They didn't run. They were not chopped with machetes, so it was fine. What bothers me is I sometimes wonder if it would have been different if I was there. I wonder if if someone did touch my mother or didn't kill her right away with other people because they were doing that to every other woman. I wonder how they killed my little brother. First of all, this experience to me, the 2 times that I have done this, I was scared. I was afraid of what I discovered about myself. Now I know myself as being a very strong woman, I know that, and I know I can't break down, and I know I can go through this, and it's an easy thing, you just sit down and draw things and whatnot. But I don't know if you have seen the movie when we were doing that. The first 10-15 minutes when I was doing the drawing, I just, I was like, yeah, you want me to draw something? I'm going to draw you something. And the 20th minute, I just found myself drawing something that was actually speaking to me more than it was speaking to other people. It's a very beautiful country where the sun comes out at 6 in the morning, not at 5:45, not 5:50. It's 6 a.m. and it's always this beautiful big sun. It is orange, and it's a beautiful place. More, 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 wararai. More, 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 we, more, warara. Yekana kamama, ntugire ngo ndakwanga. Jye nzaguha inkuru, gamba rumaze kurema. More, more, wararai. More, 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 we, more, warara. Icyambujije gukinira ku muhanda, kinarugambana mabandi yandugawe. More, more, wararai. More, 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 we, more, warara. Igukunda ni byiza, gukundwa ni byiza, na nyiragicari yakunze bucya. Na more, more, wararai. More, 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 we, more, warara. Yekana kamama, ntugire ngo ndakwanga. Jye nzaguha inkuru, gamba rumaze kurema. Jye nzaguha inkuru, gamba rumaze kurema. Jye nzagukamira amata y'imararu. Ngumpore, mpore wararaye. Mpore, 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 we, mpore wararaye.